This video is about scripting to manifest whatever you desire, law of assumption style. Now, I've got here just some journals that I've been using the past month. Oh, did you look at that? I go through these babies like crazy. Now listen, okay, I am a writer, okay? I've always been a writer, always loved writing, and scripting has always been one of my preferred methods for manifesting because it's just something I like to do. You know, it feels good to me. It's a technique I love, and so I do it. But I want to be very clear that, when it comes to manifesting, and I'm going to break this all down in today's video, all techniques, when it comes to manifestation, they all serve the same goal. And that goal is to get our subconscious mind to believe and feel like our manifestation is already here. So to anybody who's coming on this video and is like, I don't resonate with scripting, that's okay. You don't need to resonate with every single technique. Some people are more visual, some people are more auditory, some people are more mental. Everyone has their own ways. My rule of thumb is if it feels good to you, do it. Sometimes we don't know what feels good to us and we need to do trial and error to see what best helps us get to that point of feeling like our desire's already here. So I'm going to share with you guys, scripting is the most effective method for me, and it's what I really attribute to manifesting every single thing in my life when that comes to my soulmate friendships, improving my relationships with everybody in my life, when it comes to my career, when it comes to the changes in my physical appearance. Every manifestation I've ever called into my life, and I'm continuing to manifest as my desires change and evolve, and as I evolve, and as I desire different things, whether that be big or small, I attribute a lot of it to my scripting practice. So in this video, I want to share with you, exactly what I do, how I do it, my best method, and how I effectively manifest all my dreams into reality using the tool of scripting. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rosa, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. It's so nice to have you here on the channel. If you're interested in getting one-on-one coaching with me, checking out my free webinar on self-concept, or purchasing my brand new mini book that is available both in the digital version and also physical copy that I'm personally shipping out to people in the US and Canada only for now. Now, back to today's video. Scripting. Okay, what is scripting? Brief 5-second dictionary of what scripting is. Scripting is the method or the tool of writing down your manifestation, your desired reality, on paper physically as if it's already here, or as if it's already happened, or writing down how you feel now that your desire's in your life. Alright, so we now know what it is, but why does it work and how does it work? So to talk about why scripting works, we need to talk about a little bit about manifestation and why manifestation works. So manifestation is transmuting our thoughts, our imagination, things from the untangible world, and bringing it from consciousness into physical 3D reality that exists here in this realm of time and space. We're bringing it down from this 5D realm into physical reality. That is what manifestation is. Intangible to tangible, right? Did we got that? Okay, great. Writing is the physical transfer of thoughts onto paper. So we're basically doing manifestation by simply writing down our manifestations, if you think about it. We're taking the immaterial and making it material. We are giving a physical form to something that has once just existed in our consciousness, did not have a physical form. So in a sense, it's kind of like a metaphor for taking our intangible thoughts and manifesting that into reality by simply writing it down on paper. Now, when it comes to manifestation, it is not 100% necessary that you write it down physically for it to come into fruition. I don't want, to place any limitations on anyone. The scripting is just an extra tool that can help you to get to that state of feeling it real. Sometimes taking the transfer of the conscious thought and putting it down physically onto paper helps a lot of people. And I'm definitely one of those people. So if you're here with me, let me know in the comment section down below. But again, just to reiterate this again, if it stresses you out to think about writing, you don't have to do it, okay? For me, I do it because it's fun, because I like it, because it helps me feel it real, and it excites me. It's a tool to help you get there faster. It's a tool to help your subconscious mind become impressed with what you're desiring faster. I personally do it because it makes my manifestation feel more real. You need to find out what makes it real for you. Sometimes it takes trial and error to find out what is the best method for you, but you may as well try them all, to see what really helps you catch the feeling the most. So you can learn about yourself. How do you manifest best? Because manifestation truly is such a unique individual journey. And not only that, but each specific thing that we want to manifest has its own unique journey of how it's going to come into your life. this is why we need to get to know, you need to get to know yourself. You can watch a million videos on how to manifest, how to script, how to visualize, and all these techniques, which are, they're great and they're all tools to help you get there. But ultimately, your best teacher is going to be yourself. It's going to be your own trial and error. And it's going to be how much is your desire to learn, your desire to actually put into implementation the things that you are learning, and how big is your faith in the process. How strong is your self-concept in the knowing that you are the God of your reality? I talk about all this way more in my book if you guys want to check that out. But yeah. But ultimately, what matters the most out of any technique, whether that's visualization, scripting, affirming, is that you do it repetitively. Is that we are repetitively affirming in our minds, in our thoughts, or physically, or all of the above, whatever feels good to you, on a consistent basis. Why? Because that is what saturates our mind and impresses upon our subconscious mind. Once our subconscious mind is impressed and we feel like what we desire is already here, it just feels like a natural part of our experience, that is when it's only a matter of time before it brings itself down from the 5-dimensional reality and into the 3rd-dimensional reality. Neville Goddard says that as soon as our subconscious mind is impressed, then we are, metaphorically speaking, pregnant with a baby, a child. And that child is our manifestation, which is only a matter of time for that baby to be birthed into this world. And the only way we can stop that birth is if we continuously have our dominant state of mind being of doubt, of doubting the process, not believing in the process, having resistance constantly come up. But we can easily solve this by continuously persisting in the new story, in our manifestation, keeping our focus on what we want to create, bringing our attention back to the thing that we want to create, and keeping a strong mental diet where we're consistently redirecting our thoughts to our desired reality, right? Because ultimately, we choose where our dominant thoughts are. No, we don't choose every single little thought that just pops into our mind intrusively. We can't control those intrusive thoughts, but what we do control is if we feed those thoughts. What I'll do and how I bring scripting into this is, let's say I'm having an intrusive thought that contradicts the reality I want to experience. Let's say I'm manifesting my dream body, and a thought pops into my head just throughout the day that I'm not going to obtain my dream body, or that I'm insecure in my skin, or that I'm eating too much, or XYZ, whatever the case is. As soon as I have that thought, I'm going to say, okay, cute thought. I'm not going to give it power. I'm not going to let that thought bring me down and say that my manifestation's not coming, because no, that's not how it works. It's not about the thoughts that come up. It's how much power are you feeding to those thoughts, and are you redirecting those thoughts? Because by redirecting your thoughts, you're reprogramming your brain. You're rewiring those neural pathways so that your brain naturally chooses new pathways to go down, because the old pathways are familiar. Old story's gonna pop up. So what I do is, when these thoughts come up, a lot of times if I have a journal on me, if I have anything on me, I will write down the opposite of that thought that just came up, and I say, no, that's not true. The reality is that I have this body right now. This is my truth. This is the truth, because if I think it in my imagination and consciousness is the true reality, then I am going to identify with that reality. And the paradox of this life is, as soon as we can think it in our imagination first, then we will see it being reflected in our reality. But we first need to believe it before we see it. As soon as a contradictory thought to my manifestation pops up, my brain goes, oh, great. Grab a journal and start writing the opposite. Scripting isn't the only way that you can redirect to the positive. You can do it mentally too. I feel, for myself at least, personally, when I write it down physically, it feels good to me. It feels like I'm getting it out of my head and onto the paper. I also find that when I write something down physically, I'm taking it a step further than just thinking it, which I guess thinking of it is kind of like a really simple thing to do. But when you take in that extra, effort to actually write something down, I find that it actually strengthens my own belief in the thing that I just wrote. Because if I literally took an action to write this out, that clearly means that I believe that it's a possible reality, right? Why would you take an action if you didn't believe even that it could happen? And you need to believe something is possible in order for you to even desire it and persist in that assumption and belief. Now, it's very, very, very important that when you're scripting or manifesting in general, is that you're not talking about what you want, but you're talking as if you already have what you want. And how would you feel if you had what you wanted? Feeling the feeling first calls in the experience. How would you feel in this new life? What would you do every day if you just were this version? How would you feel? How would you show up? How would people talk to you? I want you to feel like that is already your life. That is already what's happening. And sometimes it's a process, to build ourselves up to that feeling. It's a process to get yourself there, right? It's not as easy as just saying, just feel it. That is where the persistence comes in. That's why we keep affirming these things, even if we don't believe it, because eventually over time, it does begin to permeate our subconscious mind. Eventually we do feel it. Eventually we feel like it's natural. Get it? You got it? Good, right? I want you to ask yourself, what is the lens that I would see this world through if I were to have already realized my desire? What are the actions that that version of you just naturally takes, right? It's not an effort. It's not hard to take these actions because you just are, right? If I'm just a healthy person, it's not hard for me to be healthy because I am healthy. You know, that's how I view myself. That's who I am. That's my story. That's my identity. If that's who I am, how could I act any other way than the way that I am? Right? So the actions, actions, a lot of people have resistance to the word action when it comes to manifestation because we're not talking about the action of I'm forcing the 3D. We're talking about the action of what would I naturally do if I was this version? If I had this thing that I want, how would I just naturally be? It's not forceful. It's not, you're not forcing the 3D. It's just a natural byproduct of you being the version of you that you want to be. Now, let's go a little bit back to scripting because we went a little bit off over here. But when it comes to scripting, I want you to ask yourself these questions. I want you to really, just do what feels good to you. Write down, the version of you that you want to be. How would you feel? What is the lens that you would view life through? What are the natural actions that you would take because it's just who you are? Those kind of things, right? You can write it broad. You can write it in detail. The number one thing I kind of want to just drill home for you guys here in this video is to stop thinking so hard about if you're doing it right, if you're doing it wrong, and just do it. People can get so caught up in the details of manifestation that they're not letting go of that control to the 3D world. You need to be able to live in your imagination. You need to just let go and trust, like as soon as I declare something and I continue to persist, it's really just a matter of time before my manifestation shows up in my reality. You need to have that level of faith. Because otherwise you're clinging too much onto the 3D. You're looking for movement. And I'm going to create a video soon, probably within the next couple days on, ignoring the 3D reality, ignoring the external world because your life exists in consciousness. And if you want to be the conscious creator of your reality, you need to know that and you need to get that drilled into your subconscious. So I find a lot of value personally in scripting. It really, really helps me in just making it that much more real. I could think things in my thoughts, but I kind of find they're like fleeting and I don't know, it's not as solid for me as when I take those thoughts and I write it down on paper. It feels like this is real. Like I have now declared this and it's happening 100%. And the more you write it, for some reason, it just makes me feel better, honestly. So that is why I do it. And it just really helps me. It helps me permeate my mind. And also what I really love about scripting too, is I can like look back on my journal and my scripting and see the things that I wrote in the beginning of the month or whenever it is that I wrote down the things I want to manifest and like check them off. Like I did this, like I cleared it. I declared it. I felt like this was my life and now it is my life. And like, that is such a beautiful thing to see, manifest itself, come into fruition. And then what that does is it strengthens your belief in manifestation. It strengthens your belief in the law. And then when your belief is strengthened in the law, you're able to manifest things so much quicker because you don't have any more doubts. You don't have resistance towards manifestation because you now believe, oh my God, everything I manifest comes to me. And that's a practice, right? That is something you get to over time through practicing, through persistence, and all that. So if you're going to try out scripting with me, I want you to get excited because this is your opportunity to literally physically write out your story, your life, as if it's a book. And that is damn exciting. You have the pen and your life is the paper. So take advantage of that. Write out every single thing you want as if it's here. Feel it, embody it, repeat it, get it seeped into your subconscious and experience it. That is all for me in this video, guys. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, please leave it a like and a comment down below letting me know what was the most valuable thing you got out of this video. Hit that subscribe button for new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And without further ado, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Love you.